Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Finally, it's the time to review this motorcycle, and this will be a long-term ownership review of my RS 457 because this baby has completed 19,000 kilometers, and day before yesterday it has also completed its 1 year anniversary. So it was delivered on 3rd of April 2024 and today is 5th of April 2025, and it has been an amazing journey with this bike so far. And you already know that this is the first motorcycle which is delivered to a customer. So it's the world's first RS 457, you can say. If you haven't seen the delivery video, I'll put that in the description section down below. But there is no other bike which has clocked 19,000 kilometers till date. So this ownership review is going to be amazing. It has each and every small detail about this bike which you as a buyer want to know about the RS 457. This review will also help the 210 457 owners. So it's going to be a little long video, probably more than 20 minutes. Let's start the ownership review of the RS 457. I will be dividing this entire video into two segments. First one will be the total cost of ownership of this motorcycle, and the next part will be my experience, what I think about this motorcycle and whether you should consider buying this bike or not. So I'll put all the timestamps and all the details in the description section. It will also be mentioned in the timeline. If you want to watch any part of the video, you can directly jump to that. So let's start with the total cost of ownership of this bike. I made a similar kind of a review at 12,000 kilometers, which is already present on my channel. I'll put the link of that video also in the description section down below, but I will continue the video from there. So whatever cost I have incurred till 12,000 kilometers, that will not be included in this video. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch that and then come back to this video later. So on this bike, after 12,000 kilometers, the third service was done. After that, I have changed the brake pads, the tire, chain sprocket and throttle body has been cleaned. All these things have been carried out on this bike, and the cost of brake pads were 3,000 rupees. It was a KTM Duke 390 brake pad which is sintered in the front and also sintered in the rear, and I went for the stock tire. The rear tire was worn out at 13,500 kilometers, so I just went with the TVS Eurogrip Pro Torque Extreme because I found that these tires are really grippy on this motorcycle. So it costed me 6,000 rupees including the fitting charge. The front tire is still stock. Apart from that, the chain sprocket was worn out at 17,000 kilometers. So just 2 months back I got the chain sprocket changed, and that costed me 6,700 rupees just for the chain sprocket, and the labor was another 1,500 rupees. So total it was somewhere around 8,000 rupees that I had to spend for the chain sprocket. And next thing is the throttle body. Because the throttle body was very much dirty, the bike was not having a clean acceleration. It was giving jerks in between. So I got the throttle body cleaned. After cleaning the throttle body, the bike's responsiveness came back and that jerky nature went away. So it costed 1,500 rupees. So including all these things, these four things which were changed, it costed me 18,500 rupees. And prior to this, till 12,000 kilometers service, the total cost was 18,000 if you are not aware. So 18,000 till 12,000 and 18,500 are from 12,000 to 19,000 kilometers. So that is 36,500 is what I had to spend in order to maintain this motorcycle. And this includes the service charge, labor, consumables, everything, whatever you can think of. This includes everything. And many people think that the service has to be done at every 6,000 kilometers. So that's not true. Till 12,000 kilometers you have to get the service done at every 6,000 kilometers. After 12,000 kilometers, the service interval is either 1 year or next 12,000 kilometers. That's why after the third service I did not go for the fourth service at 18,000 kilometers. I'll go for the fourth service once it clocks 24,000 kilometers. That's when I will get the fourth service done, and that will be the first paid service of the RS 457. I know all of you guys have been waiting for this service video which will be paid, and you want to know what is the total cost that this bike incurs in that. So for that you will have to wait for a couple of months more. Coming to the next section, what all things that were changed in this bike which was covered under warranty. First thing is this switch gear. So the pass light switch which is there, the high beam button, this one stopped working, and then I got it replaced under warranty. But the sad thing is that even after getting this entire switchgear replaced, this is still not working. Again, it has got jammed. I will go to the service center and get this replaced one more time. I think there is some issue with the manufacturing of this switchgear. No matter how many ever switchgears I changed, it will still get jammed. And I also spoke about this in the 12,000 kilometer ownership review, and I know Aprilia officials are watching this video, but somehow it has not been fixed till now. Just replacing the switchgear doesn't fix the problem. If you need to fix the problem, you need to work on the design and construction of these buttons. Only then this issue can be fixed. And not only my bike, I have heard from many other owners that they are also facing this particular issue, that their switchgear for the pass button is getting jammed. Next thing is front right suspension. Yeah, this was a big issue that happened around 3 months ago. The front right suspension oil seal leaked, and when I went to the service center, I got to know that Aprilia does not provide oil seal replacement for the RS 457. Once the suspension oil seals are gone, the only thing that you can do is get the suspension changed, and that was covered under warranty, so I got it replaced. But if your bike is out of warranty, this entire suspension, one set of suspension for the front right, it will cost you around 14,500 rupees. That's a huge amount of money, but because my bike was under warranty, so it was covered. But I am scared after 36,000 kilometers, when this bike will go out of warranty, then the only option will be to replace the entire suspension at your own cost. But another thing I have found out is the oil seals are present aftermarket. If you don't want to replace your suspension, you can get your oil seals replaced. So that is also an option. But till the time your motorcycle is under warranty, I would suggest just replace the suspension whenever the oil seal goes off. This oil seal went off at around 15,000 kilometers. Next thing is the rear left indicator. So my left rear indicator, this indicator was not working, so I got it replaced under warranty only. This was done 2 weeks ago. Just I came back from my Sikkim trip and I found that this indicator is not working, so it was replaced. Even that cost 1,600 rupees, but because it was covered under warranty, I did not have to pay anything. Another major thing that I found was in this TFT console, whenever we press the pass light button, there is a high beam indicator which will be flashing in blue color, right? That particular indicator stopped working. So the flasher is working, the high beam is working, everything is fine. It's just that indication on the dash is not working. So for that, I will have to get the TFT console replaced. It is yet to be done. These 4 things were replaced under warranty, that is the switchgear, suspension, left indicator, and also the TFT screen, which is yet to be replaced. Now next part is the accessories that I have installed on this bike. So this bike has a tank pad, which you can see. This is the tank pad, and also I have got these tank grips. This was not available in India when I bought it. I got it from UK. And apart from that, I have this comfort grab rail. This grab rail is very useful when I park my motorcycle inside tight parking spaces, because the stock grab rail is very tough to pull the motorcycle from the rear. This comes in very much handy. I know many people said that this looks very much ugly, why did I go for these? But I preferred functionality over the form factor. One of my friend who went to Germany, I ordered this from Aprilia Europe's website, and this was delivered to him. It costed me around 5,500 Indian rupees. And the next thing that I got is a tail tidy, which is not present right now, because when I installed the grab rail, the tail tidy was not suiting the rear look. So I went for the stock fender. Previously, I installed the tail tidy. That costed me around 1,200 rupees. Apart from that, I also have these frame sliders from SKYDD. These frame sliders have costed me 1,200 rupees. So including all of these accessories, it costed me 14,000 rupees. This is after 12,000 kilometers. If you talk about before 12,000 kilometers, I spent somewhere around 38,000 rupees prior to third service. So 38,000 plus 14,000 comes to 52,000 rupees just for accessories on this motorcycle. Now, accessories is something which is optional. It's up to you whether you want to install it or not. I wanted these kind of accessories, so I did go for it. If you don't want these accessories, you can absolutely skip. But I'm sure anyone who is buying a RS457 will definitely go for some of the other accessories on their motorcycle, and that is also going to incur a cost. That's why I'm mentioning about these costs as well, but this will be optional. Now coming to the insurance, because this bike is 1 year old, day before yesterday, I had to renew the own damage insurance. So I got the own damage insurance renewed for the second year. It costed me 5,000 rupees. So that's also an additional cost. So one thing to note is I have calculated fuel cost at 5 rupees per kilometer, because in my city fuel rate is 107 rupees, and this bike gives me a mileage of around 22 to 23 kmpl on a constant basis. With that, it turns out to be 5 rupees per kilometer. So 19,000 into 5 turns out to be 95,000 rupees, which I spent approximately on the fuel. Your fuel charges might go up or down slightly, but mostly it will be around this figure only. It depends on the way you ride, it depends on the city where you live. So all these factors might increase or decrease the mileage slightly. If you want to ride this bike for 19,000 kilometers in a year, you will have to spend 95,000 rupees. Now coming to the total cost of ownership, so 95,000 rupees for the fuel that I spent in last 1 year, and then 52,000 for the accessories, and 36,500 for the maintenance of this motorcycle. Total comes to be around 1,90,000 rupees. This is huge amount of money for a sub 5 lakh rupee motorcycle. I know most of you might be thinking that you can maintain a liter class motorcycle if you want to spend 2 lakhs a year, but you also need to note that I am riding this motorcycle for a lot of kilometers, and my running is 19,000 kilometers. So if you remove the accessories part also, even then you will have to spend at least 1.5 lakhs in order to ride this motorcycle for 19 or 20,000 kilometers. So if you're riding for, let's say, 10,000 kilometers a year, do it half, it will be 75,000 rupees. So you need to calculate it that way. What I feel is, if you are ready to spend 10 rupees a kilometer, then you can afford this motorcycle. This includes fuel cost, your maintenance, your accessories, everything will be covered. Straight funda, 10,000 kilometers a year, be ready to spend 1 lakh rupees. 20,000 kilometers a year, be ready to spend 2 lakh rupees on this motorcycle. And apart from that, if you have taken the motorcycle on finance, then you will have to bear the finance charges as well, your monthly EMIs. But this motorcycle was purchased on upfront cost, so I am not including all those charges. So I am telling you all these things because many prospective buyers just buy the motorcycles and then they realize that, oh, it's a lot costly to maintain this motorcycle. So before you purchase your motorcycle, make sure you have at least 1 lakh extra to spend on all these things, or else you will buy the motorcycle but you will struggle after buying and you will not be able to enjoy the bike. Now let's come to the hot topic of this video. That's my take on this bike, my experience, what I feel about the RS 457, how this bike is, and whether I should recommend this bike for you guys or not. So let's start with the positive and then I will come towards the negative also. I will cover each and everything in very much detail. Let's start with the engine. This motorcycle has a beautiful engine. It has 457cc parallel twin 270-degree crank producing 43 Newton meters. Absolutely characterful. No other bike in this segment has the capability to match the low end torque of this motorcycle. You are in any gear, no matter where you are in the RPM range, you just twist the throttle and the bike will set the streets on fire. That's the kind of performance this has. Mid-range and low-end torque is where this bike shines, and that's what you need in the urban environment. When you are on the track, when you go off the gas and you go on the gas, you need that extra pump. And it has got hell lot of electronics, traction control, riding modes. You've got ride-by-wire, quick shifter, auto blipper. This is part of accessory, but it works wonderfully on this bike. No other bike in this segment under 5 lakhs provides this level of quick shifter and auto blipper. I forget the clutch lever once I go past 4,000 RPM. That's how good the quick shifter and the auto blipper performs on this motorcycle. Now coming to the handling, because this bike has an aluminum frame, the performance it has, and when you take it onto the curves, it inspires so much confidence that you will be able to carry a lot more speeds than you would on any other sub 400 or 500cc motorcycle. And these tires are also doing a wonderful job. I don't think you need to upgrade these tires except you are taking your bike onto the track itself. This is good for road use and your weekend high speed runs. This will do everything. And when it comes to the top speeds, this bike can do easily 180 kilometers per hour in every scenario. 190 is also achievable. Above 190 is where you need good stretch of road in order to push this bike. Personally, I have done 199 kilometers an hour and this was done recently. One more thing that I would like to highlight is the build quality of this bike. Though it is made in India, people think that the build quality might be cheap, but it's not like that. Having ridden it for around 20,000 kilometers, I can say that there is not even a single rattle on this bike. Even now, if I take it on an off-road patch of the road, nothing vibrates. This is very much solid. No rattling sounds anywhere from the fairing or the rear end, nothing. It rides the way it used to ride 1 year back when it was new. So build quality is something that I can vouch for on this motorcycle. So these were all the positive things that I have for the RS 457. Now let's come to the negatives, which everyone has been waiting for, and there are a lot of negatives on this motorcycle. I'll tell you my take also on that. So let's start with the first thing, that is the battery drain issue. Yes, RS 457 has battery drain issues. Many people have complained about that earlier, that in 7 days or 8 days their battery was getting drained. So initially the service centers changed the batteries, then they found that the TFT console was faulty, which was drawing power. They replaced that. Then they found that the rectifier was also faulty, so they replaced that. And I came to know that for many of the users that was fixed. But recently, when I came from my Coimbatore trip, I parked my motorcycle for 20 days. There was not even illumination on the TFT screen, so the battery was entirely dead. Previously I tested in the month of December with 10 days of parking it in my house, and then it did start. But leaving it for 3 weeks, it did not start. And I also got a call from the Aprilia officials. They want to investigate this issue. I did not take this bike to service center yet, but they said that they want to investigate this issue, and I will have to park this motorcycle in the service center sometime soon to get this investigated. I had my Duke 390 previously. On that motorcycle, I never faced this issue. I parked that motorcycle for over 1 month. Even then, it used to crank every time. But this motorcycle is just draining power. Second issue is the reliability of the electronics. Yeah, Aprilia knows how to make wonderful performance motorcycle, but they don't know how to make reliable motorcycles. When performance meets reliability, that's what every owner is waiting to see on a bike. When you compare the Japanese, somewhere they lack performance in this segment. Let's say the Ninja 300, 400 or the Yamaha R3s. All these bikes lack performance when compared to the RS 457. But one thing that they have in them is the reliability. That's where this bike fails. It has performance, everything, but the reliability is an issue, because TFT console flash indicator is not working right now. The rear left indicator stopped working. And then the battery drain issues. So these are very common things which keep failing on this motorcycle. And if you want a motorcycle which can give you peace, let me tell you, this is not the motorcycle for you. If you love motorcycles, if you want to take care of your motorcycles like a baby, only then you purchase this motorcycle. The advantage for me is I ride 40 kilometers every day, and the showroom is right on the way in between my office commutes. So whenever there is some issue with this motorcycle, I drop this bike at the service center, or I have a word with them. I'll have a quick review with the technician over there. So everything can be done. But if you are someone who don't want to visit service centers very frequently, you just want to visit the service center when it is time for service, this is not the motorcycle that you should go for, because even if you get the bike serviced time to time, there will be some issues here and there which will keep arising on your motorcycle, and you will keep visiting the service center. That's what happens with me, and I am being absolutely frank about that. Next negative is about the braking issue on the RS 457. This was also reported many times by many users. Even I have faced that. The issue is that the ABS calibration on this motorcycle is not that great. It's very poor. When you're panic braking at lower speeds, ABS intervenes abruptly and it increases the braking distance. It's not an issue with the brake pads, rotor or the tires, nothing. Even the master cylinder is working fine. The issue is with the ABS calibration. If the ABS calibration is fixed, I think the braking performance will be next level. On higher speeds in panic braking, the brakes work. But at lower speeds in panic braking, it just pumps out the braking pressure and puts you in a panic situation. To overcome that, what I do is I switch off the rear ABS. That decreases the ABS intervention in the front end as well, and then it behaves good. So that's what is the temporary solution that I am following, but there is no fix from Aprilia till now. I know Aprilia officials are watching this video. I badly want you guys to fix the braking issue on the RS 457 and also on the upcoming 210 457. Now coming to the another issue that I have faced is with the TFT screen. What I see is the TFT screen gets stuck sometime. So whenever I'm navigating through tabs on the TFT screen, it just gets stuck and there is absolutely no response from even when I press these buttons multiple times. So only option is to turn off the ignition and turn it back on, and then it starts working again. And this happens very frequently, like twice or thrice a week, it keeps getting stuck. And second major flaw is the delay in the gear position indicator. So whenever I am going very fast, shifting fast gear using the quick shifter, sometimes I notice that I have changed the gears. I go from lower gear to higher gear, but the TFT screen still shows the lower gear only, and after a couple of seconds it changes to the correct gear. So that's not something which is expected. When you are going at high speeds, you want the motorcycle to show you exactly which gear you are going, and that's where that laggy nature is. That does not happen frequently. I would say once or twice a month I notice that. So even that is an issue with the TFT console. So the software needs to be fixed. It has a beautiful display, the layout, everything, the features, the kind of graphics it has, everything is awesome. It's just that if they can fix these minor bugs in the TFT screen, it would be awesome. Next thing is the major thing, the talking point that everyone is asking about is the engine reliability, because there was a recent video from Farhan, who is from Bangalore. I know him personally because I have also met him, and he clearly pointed out the issues that he had with the RS457, and that his RS457 just lost on the power. But one thing to note, that he did mention that he installed Fuel-X on his bike, and the company quoted that because he installed Fuel-X, because of that the power went away. But ideally it should not happen. If you have a performance modification on your motorcycle, and if it is a performance motorcycle, it should be able to handle that. All the Japanese motorcycles, they are able to handle all the performance mod. If you do a ECU reflash, if you add a full system exhaust, you enhance the fueling, it can take everything. But this motorcycle, if you're planning to buy it, just try to keep it stock. I think that is the reason why my engine did not give any issues till date. It does 199 kilometers per hour even till date. If you are someone who likes to modify your motorcycles, and I'm talking about the performance modifications like flashing the ECU, changing the air intake, changing the full system exhaust, playing with the fueling, all these things, this is not the bike to go for. It is not at all reliable. If you want a performance machine, if you are someone like me who wants to keep the bike mostly stock, whatever upgrades that I have done to this bike, it is all cosmetic upgrades, no performance upgrades till date. And I have plans to clock around 1 lakh kilometer on this motorcycle. In 1 year I was able to do just 20,000 kilometers. Probably in another 3 to 4 years I should be able to clock that. And I love this motorcycle so much that even if I plan to upgrade to a different motorcycle, I will not sell off this motorcycle. I am not here to just make content on this bike and then go away, because I am a bike enthusiast. I love the way this RS457 is built, its performance, its agility, everything I like about it. But these small things, if it can be fixed, this will make this bike a reliable motorcycle. It's a wonderful machine, don't get me wrong. I know, I just got a call, so it's getting late and it's also getting dark. I'll have to close this video very soon. So that's what I said, right? It does not mean that this is a bad motorcycle. This is an amazing motorcycle. If you want a performance oriented bike, this is the bike to go for. Even if it has so many issues, I can still say that you can buy this bike. Only thing is, just be careful of the performance modification. This bike likes to stay stock. If you want to keep this bike stock, I can guarantee you the kind of performance it will provide you, you will love the motorcycle every day you take it out of your garage. And that's the reason why I love the RS457. And many other owners have also experienced the same things which Farhan has called out in his video, that engine are blowing. Even I have got multiple emails from various owners from in last 6 months that their engine was blown away, their cylinder heads were opened, their clutch plates were gone. One of my friend Nitya Ranjan, he is from Hyderabad, he has faced clutch wearing out twice till now. His bike has not even done 12,000 kilometers. His clutch was worn twice. That is also to do with the usage of your motorcycle. But in 12,000 kilometers, clutch set being changed twice seems to be very much unreliable. But looking at my usage, I am not a very rough kind of a rider. I am very gentle on the throttle. I ride in the city. Even when I take this bike out on the highway, I make sure that I ride this bike the way it is supposed to be. I just don't keep going full gas every time. And I think that's the reason why this bike hasn't given me any issues with respect to the engine. At least all the cosmetic things and the electronic things, that keeps failing here and there, but that's okay. This bike is covered under 3 years of warranty. I'll check with Aprilia officials if the bike can be extended for the warranty. I would really love to do that. It's not about the brand, because I love the way this bike is built, the kind of performance it offers, the kind of tech it has. That's the only reason I have bought this motorcycle. Never become fanboys of a company, become fanboys of their products. And this is a very well built product, but Aprilia needs to work on their after sales services, and they need to work on their electronics, they need to work on the reliability. You have made a wonderful motorcycle, just don't let it fade away from the market. Biking enthusiasts like us, we really look out for motorcycles like these, and we have invested a lot of money in these motorcycles, so we would like the brand to improve things in future. So let's hope Aprilia listens to this video and fixes the things which were called out in this video, and also by many other users. If that happens, nothing like it. That's how a brand learns. For the company, this motorcycle was a new product, but now it's not new anymore. It has been there for 1 year. Now it's time for them to fix things up, or else they might even lose in the market. So yeah, this was all about the RS457's 1 year ownership review. And this bike is the only bike that has clocked 19,000 kilometers till date in the entire world. First service, second service, third service, everything is first on this motorcycle. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If there is anything that I was not able to cover in this video, I will definitely answer that in the comment section below. And also, if you think that you don't agree with the points that I have said, you're welcome to comment in the comment section below. Let's have a healthy discussion there. Let's take this video to Aprilia officials and have things fixed. With that, I will sign off from this video, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye-bye.